It is weekend tea time, and it is a busy month ahead for the Vancouver Golf Tour. We are now joined by VGT Commissioner Fraser Mulholland. And before we get to the upcoming events, Fraser, the men's tournament is through 3 rounds at the Olympics. Corey Connors at 7 under, Nick Taylor at 2 under, heading into tomorrow's final round. What are your thoughts so far on their play?
Yeah, I would think that, I think Nick in particular is probably, thinking this is not, he's probably a little bit disappointed with his play. He had a great start to his season this year, but the last month or so, it's been a little bit, weaker than he's probably used to. And so, he got to the Olympics and he can call himself an Olympian, but I'm sure he was hoping for a little bit more. But the leaderboard is stacked with, some of the top players in the world. And for good reason, Jon Rahm and Xander Schauffele, Tommy Fleetwood, you look at their successes for Jon Rahm in particular and Tommy Fleetwood, being European Tour players, DP World Tour players who have played that venue a number of times last year at the Ryder Cup. So it's no surprise that they are in the top. Nicholas Højgaard at 11 under par with, I think, a course record today. Rory not far behind a few with Scotty Scheffler. It is going to be a great showdown to see who gets that gold medal. Will it be Xander Schauffele defending gold? Or will it be Tommy Fleetwood, who yet to have a major, but perhaps this can solidify his career with a win with a gold medal. Last year he was the final putt to drop there with the Ryder Cup. So maybe this is Tommy's chance.
So, Fraser, I have to ask, you're looking very relaxed right now. Nice setup at home. Did you plan this going into the season? You had this weekend off, able to enjoy this tournament and not be out on the golf course, with one of the VGT events this weekend?
No, it just sort of happened that way. We do try and let our staff have a little rest. We have some very long weekends. Last weekend was a very busy weekend out at Golden Ears Open at Pitt Meadows. And congrats again to Ziggy Nathu, our overall champion there. Mike Azawa was our amateur, both from Richmond Country Club. But no, it just happens that way sometimes on the long weekends, give our players and our staff a little time to recover. But we do have a busy schedule coming up starting next week, an amateur event out at Northview and a 3-day trip. We take our pros up to Fort St. John for the Lake Point Charity Pro-Am. Hats off to Sam Warren, who chairs that event, raising lots of money for the Fort St. John Firefighters Charitable Society. Last year, a record $60,000 was raised, the largest donation they've ever received to that organization. And following soon after that, on August the 12th, we head over back to Richmond Country Club for the Flora Ace, the 24th annual Flora Ace Memorial Pro-Am. That raises money for Alzheimer's BC. $800,000 has been raised the last 23 years, thanks to John Asen and Dana Prince. They chair that event. They've done such a wonderful job in memory of John's mother, Flora. And then we head quickly over to our flagship event of the season. It is the Alden Brown Vancouver Open and Fundraising Pro-Am, August 21st to the 25th. And our Pro-Am raises dollars for local golfers, scholarships and bursaries, and the championship itself features 312 players. Sold out field already for the championship over Vancouver's 3 lovely city golf courses, Fraserview, Langara, and McCleary. We are looking for amateur players for our corporate golfers for the Pro-Am on August 21st. Details at vancouveropen.ca. We'd love to see a few more teams help us raise some funds for the local golfers. And it's going to be a great couple of weeks coming up to raise some funds for a few great causes.
Fraser, that's incredible. I tee you up for a couple of questions. You take it the whole way, like you've done this before, a pro. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I have to ask, though, before we let you go, at the Olympics, anything else you're keeping an eye on and that's kind of captivated you at these Olympics?
Well, yeah. I got up this morning to try and watch the finale of the decathlon, and I was just devastated to see Damien, not quite get his achievement there at the not the hurdles, but he was at the pole vault. Disappointing for him. I know Canada was cheering him on to a repeat gold. I love the Olympics, and I will follow for the next 10 days or so. It is very enjoyable to watch.
Thanks so much, Fraser. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Thank you, Asa.